Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Vorty. Today we're doing a video on it's kind of about Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, but you can technically do these kind of macros for any game if you really wanted to. So what we're going to be focusing today is on Trust Mastery farming tutorial, how to set up NOX to automatically kind of run an event for you or whatever. So what we're going to do is I'll talk about a complicated way, and then I'm going to show you I guess you can say the easier way to kind of do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to just kind of look at where the macros are. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see. So right here where my cursor is, there's a little thing here that if you highlight, it says script recorder. So what you could do is you could actually just record a script of it doing anything you want to do. Okay, so you can press on the little play button and it'll record whatever clicks you do, and you can press stop and it'll do that for you. And then you can press play and it'll keep repeating it for you over and over again. So there's different kinds of ways. So I have a few records where I kind of created it my way, and then there was records where I created it using the easier method, which was the one where I went on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Reddit, and I read a little bit more about it, and they have ones already pre-made that are a lot better and smoother. So we'll kind of jump into that first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you here. So we're going to just start this up. So just wanted to show you like this. I'm going to log into my account. Just taking his sweet old time. Hopefully it's not logged on my phone. No, it shouldn't be. Okay, good. Alright, so we have my account with the boss lady herself over here, who is now 5-star and is working on her way to getting all of her items. Okay, anyways, before we get distracted, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to my TM group. So there's my TM group. So I double check to see, yeah, 42, 39, 43, 40, 15. Okay, so that's my group there. So essentially what I do is I pick my group first, then I will go into the world, first one, first island, and we're going to go to Earth Shrine, and you can pick any of these. So there's two different methods or ways of doing it. You can pick this 3-1 and count your clicks so that it takes you 5 minutes to complete it, and technically you can infinitely keep doing it. It'll keep repeating itself. Every 5 minutes it'll go into it, and your energy recharges every 5 minutes. So therefore you can technically do it over and over again. I've done that before. Essentially what ends up happening is that sometimes it crashes and stuff like that. Okay. And the other way to do it is to just make it just run through it really quickly, which is the most efficient way. It just kind of eats your energy as fast as possible. Okay, so those are the two different ways. So now, before I go in there and start showing you these things, I want you to understand that as far as the research goes, where I've gone and what I've done, like Gumi hasn't stated anywhere saying that this is something they frown upon. However, they are saying that if running this on an emulator and the emulator crashes and you lose your game data, that is your own fault. And that's pretty much what the gist I've gotten from reading other people's emails from them requesting, oh, is this bad, is it not, etc. So the worst part about it is that if the game data is lost, they're not going to help you recover it, especially if they find out that you're using an emulator. So at this point, I don't know really how they would find it if it's an emulator or not, because it's an Android. So I mean, it's up to them really. So I don't use it as much, but especially when there's events, I don't use it. I normally do it manually, but I do have things set up, and I will show you them. So first, what we're going to do is we're actually going to set one up on our own. We're going to click on the records here. We're going to click start, and then we're going to click on Earth Shrine. We're going to wait a few seconds, and then click next. And we're going to wait a few more seconds, and then what I would do, I would go all the way down and click depart without a companion, or you can click the first companion for yourself so you can gain points. But for examples, I'm not going to do it. And every time I'm waiting a little bit of time to give it time to load, because I don't know how it's going to be over, like if I'm sleeping, if it's going to wait or not. So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. And then I'm going to click the first two, and I'm going to wait. So you can see there's animation. So I'm counting in my head. So when I get to the next screen, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. I'm going to click on repeat. And then waiting, waiting, waiting. Gets to the next screen. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to click on repeat. And I'm going to let it wait. So the reason why is because some of your characters have longer animations, some don't. Sometimes there's a little bit of lag, sometimes there isn't. So you want to make sure that you give it time. Okay, so I'm waiting. So it's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to wait 1, 2, 3. Click on the next one. Let everything load up. So here I'm going to wait a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and next. And that's it. So the script has been recorded. So there it is. So the reason I waited on the last one is sometimes you get like 20 items, sometimes you get 1, and the closer you get to the Trust Mastery finish, you're going to get more and more items. So it's going to take longer to go. So we're going to press play. And we're just going to watch it go through the run once. So you can see it's stopping and it's waiting. It's calculating just like I did. It's going to go. It's going to move. So my hands are not on it. As you can see, my mouse is right here. I'm moving the mouse, so this is all being automated. I mean, like, I'm not a magician. You'll see it yourself if you're setting it up this way too, so it's no big deal. So I'm just waiting here. So the slower your machine is, like the weaker computer you have, if it's a laptop or whatever, you want to give yourself more time, so it gives the processor time to load things up and for things to run properly. So this is one way of doing it and preparing it by yourself. And I've done it this way before, and it'll run, and then randomly it'll crash or whatever, and you're kind of, your SOL, you wake up in the morning and your account has crashed and you'll be on the front screen or whatever. Okay, so I'm just going to let this finish up, and then we're going to go into the next part. Last boss, pew pew. All right. So as you can see, my mouse is still moving. I'm not controlling it. It's still all automated. It's macroing. It's technically not cheating. That's why Gumi's not doing anything. You're macroing. You're making it do something. And because it's not really affecting the game, you're wasting energy that you're gaining anyways. And if you want to TM farm effectively, you're going to buy Lapis. So they want to encourage you to technically do this, but they can't say for you to do it, because those who TM farm normally spend more money to get that. So I only clicked it once and it only did one run. If you really wanted to, you can click on the little gear, and then you can give yourself a little thing you want to. Maybe you wanted, I have 80 energy. Maybe I wanted to do it 80 times. I'm going to say do 80 times or 800 times. So 80 times, do that. Or I'll click here, repeat till manually paused. Sure. Maybe I have tons of energy and I just wanted to just keep going. Maybe I wanted to run for some hours. Maybe while I'm sleeping for 5 hours, I wanted to run. Okay? And then hold up intervals is like when you pause it, how long is it going to wait before it goes to the next thing? Okay? And here you can speed it up. So my advice is to either do the repeat till manually paused, or repeat how many hours you want to do it. It's up to you. These three functions are perfect. I wouldn't edit anything else. It's fine. Okay? So that's that. All right? So the next method, I'm going to show you the method first. So I have two different methods. I have, the reason I call them web is because I got it from the web. It wasn't created by me. So there's one where it will use Lapis, where if it goes to 0 and it says, oh, you want to use Lapis, it'll say yes. Otherwise, I have one that's same thing, but it'll say no. And in this case, they will actually do all of those steps for me really, really quickly, and it's a different function. So up here, I think it's up here somewhere. There's like a virtual location. I believe it's the virtual location. I didn't do it myself, so I can't explain to you 100%, but there's a button here on the right that says like virtual location, and you kind of like, you kind of give yourself, hang on, where is this? Yeah, no, so it's not virtual location. It's somewhere up here. I can't remember, but it gives you the option to kind of simulate keystrokes. And you set a key button, and then you tell it to repeat that keystroke many times. So that's what this is. This here, we're going to do the one that's fast and no lapis. Okay? Pressing play. As you can see, it's hitting 3 different locations really, really fast. And it's clicking it very often. So it's just clicking it all over and over and over and over and over again. So you're clicking 3 different setups. So this here will just keep moving it around and around for you. So see, it's more efficient and less likely for it to bug out. The other thing is this will pick up a friend for you, and you'll get friend points. Okay. On top of that, if you don't have a friend and you picked up a friend that's not on your friends list, it'll actually decline your friend list. Okay. So it doesn't have to wait anything. It's proactive about everything. So we're just gonna let it finish this one more run, and then we're gonna show you how to do this. So I wanted to give you the example so you understand how it's like what it's showing, and then I'm gonna show you how to set it up. Okay, so it goes along. The one other thing right before I'm gonna show is, so see how come it's only clicking on the first and the third character? You should make sure that the first and third character are the ones that are geared the most. You don't want to have all of your characters attacking, because it's just gonna waste time. So this runs about 35 to 40 seconds, or 30 to 40 seconds. Okay. So I'm just gonna click this through. I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna go to units, and I'm just gonna show you equipment. So this one here, I gave it a weapon and it's got a black key. That's it. The second guy has got a weapon and some armor. I just clicked on optimize and let it pick up whatever. And click on optimize, let it just pick up whatever, because I don't care. As long as those 2 characters are good, everybody else, they don't have to have anything on them. Okay. So that's that. So that kind of concludes this of me showing you how, like, that it works. So we're gonna minimize this. So I already have the pathing set up there, and my trusty muggle helping me out. So we're gonna go here, and we're going to type in FFBE Reddit. Final Fantasy Brave Extras Reddit. We're going to go to the Reddit page. So shout out to Reddit as always, because I'm using their stuff. I'm going to give them a shout out. Bunch of great people out here that do a lot of different things that help the community. So it's great. You're going to go here to useful links, and it's going to say here, at your own risk, there's macros. So just like I told you before, my advice to you is when you go to this page, before you do anything, I would read through any of these things. Okay. Read through it and make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into. Okay, there's a bunch of different things here on how you can set it up. Different kinds of macros. They create macros for events too, if you want to leave or whatever. So again, I don't encourage any of those things. The only one I personally have ever used would be the speed run, and that's the only thing I use. It's the speed with the lapis and speed with no lapis. And it's been a long time now since I've actually used them. I do my macro farming mostly when I'm on the train, when I'm really, really bored, or like when there's no events. But right now, there's tons of events, so there's no point in doing them. Okay. Also, there's some tips here on attack animation speed chart, so you know which characters attack faster to kind of help you out. There's different things for, like, you know what? I'll just let you look through this on your own when you guys are there, like different ones and how to do it, because setting them up is the same way. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll all the way down here to the bottom. Again, you can look at those things on your own on which ones you want. So there's one here for re-rolling. Again, it's a little bit more complicated, but you can look at my my way of re-rolling, which is a little bit simpler than that. So there's one if you're using MEMU, how to set it up, and there's one for NOX on how to set it up. Okay, so I'm hoping by the time you come here, you already watched how to install NOX and set it up. So we've already done that step. If you've watched my previous video, I've already told you about this. You want to set it to 1280 by 720, and you can do that in the settings up here. When you go to the settings up here, you're going to go to advanced and set it right there. Okay, so that's what they're saying. You can do that there real quick too. Next one is create a new blank macro. Okay, we just created one right now, but we're going to do it again. Then we're going to rename the said script to your liking and NOX. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to do that part first to kind of help you out. But before that, actually, getting ahead of myself. So step 5 here, it says to go to your users. So you go to C drive, then go to users, then it's going to be your username. Okay, so in my case, it'll say like Vorty, and then we're going to start from this part. I'll help you locate it from there. So this part you're going to have to figure out on your own, which is you go to C drive, you go to users, and then you're going to be exactly where I am. So we're here, we're at users. Okay, and I'm looking for app data. If this is missing, you can actually find it by viewing seeing your hidden files. So you can make sure that the hidden files are not enabled. You can right click your user and make sure that the hidden files are enabled. you're gonna go to app data, and then you're gonna go to local, and then here to help you out, you can press N to go down to NOX. So there's NOX there. We're gonna double click NOX. There's a bunch of things here of different logs of what's going on, so we're not gonna look at any of those things. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to record. So here in record, we're gonna see all of our macros that we've made. You can see I have a few here. So if I create a macro here, I click, stop. There's been a new macro saved. As you can see, this macro, as of right now, has been created. So we're gonna actually do it like this way so you can see. So this macro here has been created. Today is the 19th, right? It's 3:32. That is our macro. Okay, so I'm gonna double click the macro here. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to go and open it up in Notepad, which is what I would advise you to open up with as well. And you're going to see the little clicks. It kind of tells you where the clicks are. Okay. So I'm going to go to this new record over here, and I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to rename it YouTube. YouTube Toot. Okay. So that I know what it is. So there it is. So when I open this now, I got to go back down here and that. So this is going to be my YouTube Toot. Okay. So now we're ready to go. It's saved here, so I know what it is. So when we go back to this next part, let's go here. So we've already done step 5. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna paste whatever this part is into that. So ideally what we can actually do is we can rename this so that we know, like, hey, you know what, we're gonna call it whatever, YouTube Toot. So I know which one it is, okay? So YouTube Toot, there it is there. So we're gonna go in here, go back, we're gonna go up here, and then we're gonna pick whatever one of these you want. The one we're gonna do together, I'm just gonna pick the one that's the safest so far. So this one here says, please ensure you have companions enabled. It's alright if your friends list isn't full. It declines a request and continues to farm friend points. Put your fastest attacking units in slots number 1 and 3, which we already talked about, and then it gives you a few different things. You can click on the NOX version, you can click on the MEMU version to kind of read into it. This is the one we're going to pick, which is the no lapis build. Please ensure companions are enabled, fastest attack units in slots number 1 and 3, which is the same idea. So you have the MEMU macros, the NOX macros, and the hero macros. I don't use hero, so I'm going to go here. Since I'm showing you it on NOX, I'm going to click here. So here, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're getting the raw. So right here where it says raw, you get raw. So click on raw, and here we are. So I want to Control A to get all of this selected, and then Control C to get it picked up. I'm going to go back to my YouTube Toot, and I'm going to go to Notepad to open it. I'm going to pick this up, Control A, and I'm going to backspace to erase all of it, and then Control V to paste what I just picked up from my new event there. I'm going to Control S to save it, and now I'm going to go back here. So as you know, I named this YouTube Toot because we were just watching it together. I'm going to go to World. I'm going to go to Earth Shrine because this is where it expects us to be. I'm going to press play. Press play. Press play. Okay. Maybe we have to restart it. Okay. So let's set it up here so that we have to reboot this. Okay. So we're just going to reboot it, and then I will meet you guys back after the reboot. Alright guys, I made a mistake while I was doing it. I totally forgot. So when you make a record here, do not change this name. Otherwise you're gonna get stuck. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make one really quickly. So I'm gonna click, stop, and then I'm gonna modify the data. So this is the newest one here. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up this bad boy, go to Notepad, and we're going to erase everything, and then paste what we just copied from there. Okay, so which is all the code, perfect, and we're gonna save. All right, and then we're gonna go to World. We're gonna go to the place that we want to go. Yep, that's the one. And here we are, and then we're gonna click on play on record 7, and away we go. So essentially the mistake I made was I changed the name there. I don't know why. I don't know. While I'm recording, I guess. You go crazy when you record. But yeah, you don't have to don't change this name. You should change the name over here where it says record 7. Here I can change it into whatever I want. I can say here monkeys. Doesn't matter. That's like my words for knowing what this thing is. Over here is it's for the program to find it. So if you change this name here, you're gonna have trouble locating it. I didn't even think of it because when I rebooted it, I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even here. Like, how could it find it? It doesn't know what the name is. So just gonna let it do 2 runs to show you that it rock and rolls. We can make it a little bit bigger so you can enjoy the show. So essentially, that's pretty much the easiest way to do it. Is, like I said, shout out to FFBE Reddit and the macro section there for those guys that are creating that. Like I said, a bunch of smart people. They know exactly how they're setting this up. They set it up by 3 keys, and it's just mashing 3 keys over and over again. Okay, so that's kind of how the most efficient way of doing your TM farming. So I'm just gonna close. Actually, I don't need this one because I already have one. I don't need record 5. That's the one we made together. I don't need record 2, and I don't need record 1. So I'm only keeping the ones I have here. Those are mine. Again, you have to be in this on this screen in order for the things to start. Okay, I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna minimize that. So again, that is that's the setup there. Since I deleted the records, only those 2 stayed. The records one was what I was playing around with something. I wanted to do a different setup, so that didn't pan out. Okay, so here we are. So these are the guys here. So let's see, who is this. This is Panology and Randy. I guess those are the guys who are doing this. So shout out to these guys. If there's any questions you have as far as crashing for your system, this is your best place to go. Again, when you go to FFBE Reddit, you go to useful links, and it's the last one under macros things. So again, as a disclaimer, I didn't create any of these things. That's these guys here. They're the ones who made the macro that works efficiently. I showed you my way of creating it. I've created it myself before, and it works to an extent, but I found it crashing fairly often. If you want it to work more efficiently, leave it to the pros. These guys know what they're doing. They've set it up before. As far as any of these other things, I wouldn't do them at your own risk. I don't recommend it. TM farming and all the questions that have been asked, whether this is okay by Gumi, have all been related and correlated back into whether it is okay for TM farming, whether your trust mastery is okay. As far as like farming limit bursts or like doing automated ways for beating events or farming shrines and stuff like that, nobody asked any questions like that. They're asking macroing questions relating to TM farming. So I don't know anything about that. I personally will not do those myself ever. I might go back to the TM farming if I get bored of doing it on my own, but as of right now, like I said, I got lots of spare time when I'm on the train and stuff, so I don't mind doing it. It just gives me something to do when I'm bored. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and again, don't make the same mistake I did when you go to here. Don't change this. Don't change the file name. Make sure that you can only change it inside the game, so that way you don't mess up like I did. Okay, so again, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope this Trust Mastery tutorial helped you out. I will probably make another one for MEMU just because I know some users are using that, but essentially it's the same thing. It's just that their app data is located a little bit in a different location. I believe it's directly in the program files. I don't have it set up myself, so I'll have to look at it. Actually, I do have it set up. I lied. I do have it set up. So I will show you that as well in the other video. If people are asking for it, I'll set it up. Okay, so thank you so much for sticking around. This is Vorty, and I'm out of here. Peace.
Aside.